Reverend Isaac Emelike is my name. Welcome to today's broadcast. With me here is Dr. Abosi Ibe. Great.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, my listeners.
I want to appreciate you the way you handle some issues that we raise in this place. God is really using you to help a lot of people out there. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Today we have a very sensitive issue, and this is about what happened in the book of Esther chapter 1 verse 12. Vashti, the wife of Ahasuerus, has been widely faulted for disobeying her husband. What do you have to say about this matter?
Anyway, I wouldn't blame any person that has faulted her because that's what they think. You see, it is good for a pastor to read wide. It is good for a pastor to read the Bible very well and read historical backgrounds too, Bible history and some other things. A pastor should be sharp enough to get materials with which he or she can read his or her flock. Many people believe that Vashti was a very bad human being, very disobedient. They even discussed it. Ahasuerus' boys discussed it. Said, let us make sure we deal with this matter very well, so that no woman will go to this place and say, after all, when Vashti was invited, she refused. And because of that, Vashti was replaced with Esther. But we have a background to that. If you know the background, you know that Vashti was not as bad as people have, painted her. For instance, Vashti was a princess. Vashti was the daughter of a king, and during Babylonia and Persia war, Media and Persia war, Media and Persia conquered Babylon, and the king of Media and Persia, Ahasuerus, married Vashti.
So by force?
No, not by force. Married her, as people are married. And you know that this Vashti came from the loins of a king. She was disciplined. She was organized. She was not a radical. She was not a harlot. She was not a worthless girl. And now she was married to, a great king, highly respected. The king was ruling the whole world at that time. Then it pleased the king to throw a party for 180 days while the king was marrying in the palace. This Vashti too was enjoying with her fellow women in her quarter. Now, when they got drunk, the king and his boys and those who rule with him got drunk. He decided to go and bring his wife to display her beauty. And they know their tradition that time. Number one, it was 7 riffraffs, very useless boys, castrated, and who were just, job men in the palace that were sent to bring a whole queen, number 1 queen of the world. And not only that, they were also drunk. And not only that, it was expected that Vashti should come out almost naked. Vashti should come out, all the sensitive parts of a woman will be seen, so that she will present her beauty as, physically to the king and those who were there. And Vashti decided not to obey that kind of invitation because she knew the implication of coming. She will not dress well. She will not dress corporately. She will not dress like a responsible woman. She will dress like a harlot. She will dress like a prostitute to make sure all the sensitive parts of a woman she was will be seen by those who were around. And she could not afford to do that. So she refused. And she damned the consequence. In fact, Bible history says that it is suspected and expected that Vashti was sentenced to death. You see, because of that. Before Esther now came in. She was not only sacked, she was sentenced to death. And the law of Media and Persia, is irrevocable. So that was why. So no preacher should blame Vashti. Let every preacher go and read the historical aspect of that thing and know why Vashti behaved in that way. Even though she was not a Christian, she may not be a friend of God, but she was disciplined ordinarily. and she could not afford to come out and display her nakedness or near nakedness to those people. That was why she said, whatever the case may be, I won't come out. Let me advise people who swallow muko as a result of hunger, who go about, chasing men, because of money, who go about, spoiling things, who go about, doing their body harm because of money. Let them learn from Vashti. Vashti said, Vashti knew the implications, yet she refused the invitation. And that was what happened. So before you blame him, you know the reason she did that.
Was God involved in her action in order to introduce Esther?
Anyway, I would say that God was involved. Yeah, because when one door closes, another opens. Okay. God was involved so that thing happened, so that Esther may come in the limelight.